Hello, I'm Gin, and here are 5 Red Hunter tips. Number 1. Spam barrage. Number 1. Improved focus. Improved focus is a channeling skill. It lasts for 3 seconds. It fills up your focus bar to maximum. See, as I use it, my focus bar is maxed out. But I'm gonna take a look at the other effect it applies, which is this one. Plus 25% range crit chance and plus 25% pro critical multiplier. And that effect lasts for 5 seconds. Let's take a look. I'm using focus. Effect pops up. Duration is 5 seconds. You can see it's gone. So within these 5 seconds, you're gonna hit more crits, and your crits are gonna do more damage. This means that you should use this skill before every fight. Let's say you're fighting a boss in a raid. Before the fight starts, you just spam focus until you get into combat. Or if you start a fight, and then you just use your skills. Maximize your damage. Another tip, if you're just questing, for example, and you just want to get the quick buff, you just use focus and then you move immediately and you will have that buff. So you don't have to wait the 3 seconds. So use focus and just move. You'll have the buff. If I want to kill this guy, I'll just use focus, move, upshot, and he's dead. You get a big crit. Number 2. Camouflage. Camouflage is another skill you should always use before combat, as it gives you plus 50% range critical chance. You get this from the set bonus almost at the bottom. Once you get there, you should always go into Camo before a fight and combine it with focus, which will give you 75% chance to crit. That's always going to give you a good start to your DPS. You can crit with a Heartseeker or you can create an upshot. So you'll just use focus in Camo and shoot immediately. And you'll get a good start with a crit. It's probably not worth using when you're just questing, because it takes a while to set up and you'll have to use your entire focus duration to get that extra buff. If you're just questing, just use focus, it's enough. But for a raid or any kind of boss, you should always Camo before a fight. Combined with focus before the pull starts. Number 3. Exsanguinate. While playing Hunter, you have a couple of bleeds that will improve your DPS. You have Barbed Arrow, Heartseeker. There's also one more you can get in blue if you have the trait points for it. Pretty much you just trade down into blue until you reach Blood Arrow. Trade 2 points into Blood Arrow. You'll unlock Exsanguinate. Put 3 points into it to get a 100% application chance. That's another strong bleed you can use in your rotation. This is something I recommend for every hunter to get. Let me just quickly show you how it's used. In order to use this skill, you'll have to use Blood Arrow first. It activates Exsanguinate for 8 seconds. That's the limit you have to use it. This is going to be active for 8 seconds, and you can use it. It'll apply another bleed. It's a little tip to improve your DPS. Number 4. Fire Oil. There's quite a lot of fire mitigation debuffs in the game, especially from a Lore Master and RK. And they're pretty much always going to be present in a raid. So I would recommend for every hunter to use Fire Oils. It's definitely going to increase your DPS because of all the fire mitigation debuffs. It's going to be on your target. So the general rule is use Fire Oil unless there's a reflect on the target. And number 5. Burn Hot Legacy Swap Out. The hunter has many useful legacies on their bow. You would probably like to have 10 legacies because a lot of the legacies are useful on a bow. And one way to make room for another legacy is to get a Burn Hot Swap Out bow. You can see the Burn Hot when it's traded maximum in red. without the legacy. I don't have the legacy on my main bow. It'll only give you plus 40% range damage for 20 seconds. This right here is my swap out bow. You can see I have the burn hot damage on it. This way I make room for another legacy that I want on my bow. And every time I want to use burn hot, you just quickly equip your swap out bow, like this. As you can see, the burn hot has the legacy now. You pop burn hot, immediately switch back and keep on DPSing. So for that split second, you'll just equip this as you pop burn hot and then switch back. This way you'll have an extra legacy spot on your bow instead of wasting a burn hot legacy on it. That's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.